Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we're discussing one of the big reversos. In fact, one of the biggest. If you exclude some of the high complications and the squadras, they don't come much larger than the Jaeger-LeCoultre Grande Reverso 1976 seen right here. Launched in 2009 at the height of the big watch boom, it remains an outstanding and elegant option for those who prefer a bigger reverso or need a bigger watch for a larger wrist. So this example, in rose gold, a lovely 29.9 millimeters from side to side, not inclusive of the crown, 48.5 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, still only 10.5 millimeters thick, so it is slim, and it has a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch, at face value, doesn't read large if you're just reading the measurements off a page. But when you put it on the wrist, you realize that all reversos wear large. And now I'm going to advise you that you need to think of this as almost like a 44 to 45 millimeter round watch in terms of how it fits. So my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference, and I do believe, seeing it here in person, it's just too big for me. I think you need a wrist a little bit larger, let's say 17 centimeters circumference, to truly wear this well. So 17 centimeters circumference and up, but you can see thin with a vaulted case flank. It will slide underneath the cuff. The case and the strap fit together like a hand in a glove. There is a recess in the end of the case that allows the strap to sit inside it almost like a garage. So there's no daylight visible between the strap and the case. And yet, because of the presence of that little recess, the strap has a full range of motion. A lot of times when a strap is hiked up next to a case, it's a little bit stiff. You can't move it freely. This will move freely, so you can pull it straight down around a wrist if you need to do so. And it gives you that beautiful integrated look where the strap ends, the case begins, and there's no gap between them. The strap is medium and large, alligator leather, so you can see medium and large scales, dark blue, semi-gloss, a little bit of bolstering. You've got a sheer cut edge with lacquer for refinement, a monotone stitch, calf skin on the bottom. This is one of the latest Jaeger-LeCoultre straps. So you have these pull tab spring bars. You can pop the strap off the case without a tool. The strap is in outstanding condition, and it comes with a JLC branded matching rose gold pin buckle. The case has always been more sophisticated than it looks on the internet. Here's the thing. You've probably only seen reversos depicted like this on catalog sites and vendors, but take a look at it from this angle. You can see that there's a rounded case flank. The gadroons, the strakes, they wrap all the way around the case. The edges are almost like barrels. It's got this almost barrel-like profile that curves down into the chassis with diminishing conical lugs that are squared off on their ends, and then sloped case flanks. The gadroons run all the way around, and you can see that they're media blasted within their recesses. A truly elegant watch. Of course, the original idea for the Reverso, if JLC factory curated lore is to be believed, back in 1931, British polo players in India needed a watch that would not lose its crystal to damage during polo matches. So how do you create a mallet-proof glass crystal? You don't. You rotate the case, and originally the back of the case was metal, allowing you to present its invulnerable facet to polo mallets until you get off the horse, and at that point, you bring back the time-telling facet. But in the 1990s, JLC realized that the Reverso was no longer a sports watch by any measure whatsoever, and thus the case back became a platform for displaying the movement or a secondary function, like a complication. So here we have a display case back. We're going to jump back to the dial real quick, because there's a few things to note with the Reverso 976. First, there are several different dials, not just different in color, but also different in their actual architecture. You will find some of these with circular small seconds, and they do look quite a bit different. Just keep in mind, all of them are legitimate. There's just several versions of this watch. You can see that there is a hobnail pattern cut on the center, as well as the center of the recessed small seconds, and then a dental type pattern around the edge. We have a time zone function due to the very modern movement in this watch. You can change the hour even as the seconds hand continues to tick and the minute hand remains undisturbed. Pull the crown out all the way, we have a feature that's still fairly rare on Reversos, which is hacking seconds. Now you can set the watch to the second against a reference time. We have blued metal broadsword hands. We're going to turn this over. I should mention that this 976 is a shaped manual wind derivation of the 975 auto tractor movement that Jaeger-LeCoultre launched in the mid-2000s. That was a modern automatic designed to be as rugged as a Rolex caliber, with the idea that during the 1990s, IWC had used JLC's thin, fine, and accurate but fragile 889 in sports watches, and the consequence had been frequent damage. So JLC wanted a movement that would keep time just as well as an 889 but be able to take a hit, and the Auto Tractor 975 was born. This is a manual conversion of the Auto Tractor. It's also shaped to fit this case. So we've got a manual wind, 48-hour power reserve, a free-sprung balance for durability with a full balance bridge for more durability still, a 4 Hz beat rate of pivots on 19 joules, and you could see with the stop seconds function enabled, the variable inertia screws on the rim of the balance. This has 2 benefits. One, it means that shock cannot change the timing, as shock can move a mobile stud index, but it can't move a screw in a ring. The other thing, too, is those allow for very precise regulation, the better to pass the master 1,000 hours control. Now, you might think 30 meters is not a lot of water resistance, but when you consider that there are 50 individual parts to this case, 30 meters starts to seem pretty impressive. You also might wonder what a case is like when a reverso is involved. How do these things work? Well, you can see that there's engine turning internally. There are a couple of slots. And when the watch is disassembled, all of this opens up to release the case. We have spring-loaded ball bearing pin snaps, and the tolerances make for an incredibly sharp and crisp action. When these feel loose or they feel too tight, they've been adjusted or reassembled by incompetent parties. From the factory, these are like the bolts of a fine rifle, a true pleasure to operate. The Master 1000 Hours Control, which I mentioned before, a 1,000 hours, so like 41.6 day, fully cased up test of the watch for durability, power reserve, 6 position chronometric tests, including isochronism and temperature. It is a battery that goes beyond the COSC in terms of its scope. And so this watch, with its free-sprung balance and its movement with a modern architecture, can ace that test. If you love this watch and you've got a big wrist or a taste for big reversos, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.